Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all doing fantastic. It's been a while, and there will be a whole video explaining exactly what's been going on. I'm Mysticle, and today I'm going to be bringing you the latest in AR and VR news. And not just the latest, because I've been gone for so long that, as a matter of fact, we've missed some very important things on this channel. So we're going to talk about those as well. But let's get right into the video. So, first thing, and this is going to be a very big piece of news for quite a few of you, and you've probably seen all the videos coming out already about the new big Quest update that's going to change quite a lot, and we've actually talked about this before I left. However, it is now actually getting released, and that is V55, which is going to give our current devices a nice performance boost. The Quest V55 update brings the promised CPU and GPU clock speed increases for the Quest 2 and Quest Pro. The Quest OS dynamically adjusts the CPU and GPU clock frequencies to give apps the performance they need without wasting battery when they don't need it. In December, Meta increased the Quest 2's maximum GPU clock speed by 7% in a software update. Now in V55, the company is increasing it by a further 19%, and also increasing the maximum CPU clock speed by 26%. That is a very large number on a standalone device. Remember, on a standalone device, we are limited to what we have. You can't exactly take out the GPU and replace it. We have to work with what we have. So any little bit of performance that we can squeeze out of it is going to be fantastic for not just the developers, but also the users. The Quest 2's maximum GPU frequency should now be around 625 MHz. For comparison, the Pico 4 uses the same chipset, and its maximum was 587 MHz as of November. The Quest Pro is also getting a maximum clock speed increase, 11% for the GPU and 26% for the CPU. As developers take advantage of these changes, you should expect smoother gameplay, a more responsive UI, and richer content on both headsets. We already saw that the higher clock speed on the Pico 4 was allowing developers to run games much smoother, and now we should be able to see this on the Quest 2 and Quest Pro as well. Very exciting update. But do you know what else is very exciting? The Quest 3. And a lot of you were very excited for that before I left when we were watching the gaming showcase. And while it wasn't talked about in the gaming showcase, it was actually released just before the gaming showcase. Best Buy has now leaked the Quest 3's page. And with that now being archived, you should see it going over me right now. The Best Buy listing for the Quest 3 that appeared today states that it has a nearly 30% leap in resolution from the Quest 2. What's interesting about that number is that the data-mined 4128 by 2208 figure is exactly 29.6% more pixels than 3664 by 1920, which is the Quest 2's current panel resolution. That would seem to confirm that the Quest 3's on-paper resolution 2064 by 2208 per eye. And given the data-mined resolution seems correct, that should suggest that 120Hz refresh rate is accurate too. However, these are just leaks, and full details of the Quest 3 should be officially confirmed during Connect 2023, which we will of course be watching, and I bet a lot of you are awaiting. We already know the price of the Quest 3, of course, and we know exactly what it's going to look like. And it does look exactly like we thought it was going to look like, so the leaks were once again very accurate. Moving on from that though, another very requested thing is coming to the Quest ecosystem, and that is Quest digital gift cards. Now, this is an older piece of news. It was announced on June 16th. However, I do think that it is important to talk about it. They will be available in the UK, Canada, Ireland, Germany, France, and Japan. And while I would have been happy about 2 weeks ago, the country I'm in now isn't on this list, so I guess I'm going to be missing out. Meta launched digital gift cards in the US back in October. However, now they have expanded the list of countries that these are available in. The ability to gift specific titles was added to the platform in November 2020, a month after the Quest 2 launched. But you weren't able to just send a gift card of a certain value to a recipient, so they can choose the title they want. So hopefully that list is going to be expanded further and further as the months move on, and maybe by the Quest 3, most of the world should be supported, or at least I would hope so. Now, this is going to be a very interesting one. We all know that Meta's headsets are 13 Plus, right? And I'm doing this because basically nobody adheres to that. And that has been subject to controversy for a very long time now. Well, Meta has made a very controversial move now, as they are reducing the Quest 2 and Quest 3 minimum age from 13 to 10 years old. Now, a lot of people said there were studies done about this and how 13 is actually the perfect age to start VR and that it could actually impact the child's development if they started before that. Now, a lot of people are also saying that those studies are incorrect and that those papers were read incorrectly, but point being, Meta is reducing the age. As Meta says, Quest accounts for children aged 10, 11, and 12 will have to be set up and managed by a parent through a specific new interface. The parent will be able to control which apps these preteen accounts can and can't access, as well as set limits for headset usage, and preteen accounts will only be recommended titles rated for their age by ESRB and IARC. When the child turns 13, their account will become a teen account, managed by the child, but still having Meta's existing parental controls. So they are adding limits to this. I mean, of course they are. This is the right way to do it. However, I do wonder how many of those children accounts are just going to end up being teen accounts anyway, without any limits, as that is basically what's happening right now. But let me know your opinions on this one down below, as I do see this one being quite controversial. Now, moving on to a completely different ecosystem, Apple, which of course announced their Vision Pro, which also was subject to quite a bit of controversy online, especially with that $3,500 price tag, but the headset is looking pretty sleek, and it is looking like a lot of people are actually going to be very interested in it. But the fact that it doesn't have controllers and probably can't connect to Steam to play Steam VR games is going to also maybe make it a little bit of a niche market, but they have now explained their approach to VR play space boundaries, as the Vision Pro takes a different approach to play space boundaries in VR than existing headsets. Of course, Apple's headset is more of an XR headset rather than just a VR headset, so Apple uses the term fully immersive experiences for VR apps on Vision OS. That is, apps that show entirely virtual content instead of any of the real world, which is essentially VR. The documentation does actually list a virtual reality game as an example of a use case for fully immersive experiences though. According to that documentation, when you launch a VR app, Vision OS creates a 3x3 meter boundary centered on your head. If you move out of that zone, the VR app stops and you can see the real world pass through instead. Now, this is an interesting way to look at it, as I do actually see that 3 meters by 3 meters might be less than some people have to their disposal, and they might honestly want to be using more. So I do see Apple introducing something in the future where you can use the pinch gesture to draw out a larger boundary, or maybe they'll just leave it this way and you will be stuck with a 3 meter by 3 meter square around your head. Do keep in mind, 3 meters by 3 meters is plenty. It is actually a lot of space. It's more space than I ever had. Well, maybe except for now. But once again, I do see people actually wanting more. Now, one good thing about Apple's headset is the amount of third-party accessories that will hopefully be coming out for it, as it does have a very modular design. In a perhaps surprising move, Apple built the Vision Pro with modularity in mind. This is surely a recognition by the company that one size does not fit all when it comes to an XR headset, something we've seen with basically every single current headset. That's why so many different head straps exist. That's why so many different facial interfaces exist. That, coupled with its small size, should hopefully make for a very comfortable viewing experience. Now, what's not comfortable is the price tag. The Quest Pro has apparently received an improvement in eye tracking quality, and this could be to do with the fact that Apple focused very largely on eye tracking during their presentation, and it looks like Meta may have gone a bit jealous and went ahead and now claims that it improved the accuracy of eye tracking on the Quest Pro. The extended release notes for version 55 on the Quest software updates reads, "We've improved eye tracking on the Quest Pro to make it more accurate across a broader field of view and during expressions like winking." Now, this is very interesting, as more and more apps are now supporting eye tracking on the Quest Pro as we move on, including apps like VR Chat, and I do think that adding eye tracking to titles will make those expressions, well, seem more natural. I mean, the eye tracking is there. Why not use it? You know what I mean? So this is a very good piece of news, and I hope that Meta continues improving these features even on headsets that a smaller amount of people have, as definitely not as many people have the Quest Pro as have, say, the Quest 2. Another interesting thing that Meta is working on is apparently they're going to be showing a near retinal resolution variofocal headset prototype at S-I-G-G-R-A-F-P-H. SIGGRAPH. It's SIGGRAPH. Meta will show a variofocal VR headset prototype with close to retinal resolution at SIGGRAPH 2023 in August. The retinal resolution variofocal VR headset is described as follows. We develop a virtual reality head-mounted display that achieves near retinal resolution with an angular pixel density of 56 pixels per degree, supporting a wide range of eye accommodation from 0 to 4 diopter, and matching the dynamics of eye accommodation. Now, Meta working on all these different displays and different technologies is a very good thing, but it's also a fantastic thing to see them working on retinal resolution. Resolution tends to be one of the things people look at when they buy a VR headset, even though a lot of people will argue that it's actually not as important as something like field of view or comfort, as when you're playing something and you're immersed in it, you don't necessarily look at the resolution. But a lot of people will disagree. And for our last piece of news today, the Valve Index, in case that is a headset that you're interested in, is now selling for $600 refurbished from Gamestop. So in case you're looking to buy Valve Index, now might be the right time to do so, even though it honestly might also not be the right time to do so with the Quest 3 just around the corner and other interesting headsets supposedly coming out towards the end of this year. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day or night, wherever you are. This is not the final way everything will be here, but I hope that this video was watchable. This chair is very broken. It's not even my chair. I kind of just borrowed it. Yeah, so things aren't perfect. They're not 100% there yet, but we are getting there. Either way though, if you guys did like this video, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess it works too, but let me know why down below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord, check out our Reddit down below, where I keep you guys up to date. I'm also becoming a bit more active on the Twitter, where I also keep you guys up to date on everything that's happening. So in case you want to check that out, that is showing up above me right now. Thank you so much to all the Patrons that have stuck with me throughout this move and honestly just made things a lot easier by supporting me financially. So thank you so much. Much love to you guys. And as usual, if you want to be notified of future content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack the subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace. That camera is so far away. I need to walk over there to put my palm over it.